Jon, how you doing this morning?
Morning. How you doing, guys?
Doing good. First of all, welcome to Denver. Second of all, I think I speak on behalf of a whole bunch of Nuggets fans when we say it's been a very exciting first couple weeks for you. How are you guys, I guess to start, just with the Michael Porter Jr. stuff, how long was that trade in place, or did you guys come up with that in a bit of a hurry, I suppose?
Look, I guess a combination of both, really. I mean, the conversations have been taking place for a while, but I guess once we were kind of assembled as a front office, that's when they kind of sped up a little bit, and it got more concrete, and we were able to execute.
Yesterday, John, Ben Tenzer hopped on the radio station and said that the Jonas Valanciunas thing is a done deal, that you guys expect him in camp. Everything's good, happy. Are you at all worried that he may not be fully motivated? Has that crossed your mind?
No, not really. I mean, look, we can't speak for him specifically, but, in the times we've talked to him, he was very excited. These are things that transpired prior. It's kind of out of our control, but from his standpoint, he was pretty excited of the opportunity and just kind of where our team is and to contribute.
That's good to hear. I mean, it's one thing if you guys aren't talking, but you guys have talked. I mean, he's talked to Coach Adelman as well. I'm sure he's talked to teammates, right?
Right. I mean, guys know how important he is to what we want to do in terms of success. He's been, great in the whole situation, like I said. So, I mean, he's touched base with a couple different guys, and we all feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, we good. Yeah.
Jon, during your introductory press conference and when we talked to you right afterwards, we had discussed, the importance of developing some of your younger guys that you had. You talked a lot about Strother, Pickett.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, we turn around, and you're 8 or 9 deep of, true NBA vets. I'm curious, in your mind, what is the importance and how do you plan on getting these younger guys minutes to try to continue to develop them to make sure that you continue to have that depth over the upcoming years?
Well, that starts now. I mean, we're still currently out here in Vegas, and those guys have all been here. We've had a lot of kind of breakdown groups working out. There's pickup games going. There's, the veteran players who are calling in and putting that accountability piece on it. But I think competition is going to be that success. I think as we build these guys up and we go into camp and we have, 8, 9, 10, 12 guys that can really compete camp, I think that's going to raise the level of competition and get those guys prepared for the moment before we hit the season.
Jon Wallace with us, Executive Vice President of the Nuggets. One question I have about Bruce Brown, we know the impact that he had here 2 years ago. He is a vital piece in a championship puzzle.
Yeah.
What led to Bruce Brown taking the minimum? Was it just a desire to come back to Denver?
Yeah, I mean, look, the market is what the market is. Bruce understands that he really liked his first stint here. I think he was willing to kind of buy into the whole situation, and like I said, he wanted to be here. So it was nothing where there was no arm twisting or anything. He kind of put the team's needs above himself, and he wants to go compete for something special.
Hey, I'm watching Summer League like everybody else, John. What is DaRon Holmes in your mind? Is he a backup 4? Does he back up Aaron Gordon? Can he play some 3? What does he do?
I think he's going to be a little bit of a backup 5, stretch 5. I think he can. We're trying to get him into the point of guarding some 4s as well and possibly some 3s. But I talked to his agent yesterday, and we were sitting as a group. The biggest thing, we just wanted him to come out here and play, just to kind of get the anxiety of having to go through a full year of rehab and kind of trusting his body again in the game setting. So we're not putting too much expectation on him right now per se. It's just getting back out and getting to the flow and just enjoying playing basketball once again.
Gotcha. The other question I have for you comes from a Nuggets fan. There's so many smart fans out there who understand the roster like you do. Want to know, are you in the market for a backup point guard? Are you good with what you have in that capacity?
Hey, look, our eyes are open. Our group is out here still evaluating talent. And, we're checking the phone lines and checking the margin, as we said during the press conference, to see what's out there. We feel confident in the guys we have to fulfill that role, but, that need is still there. And so, like I said, we're open and looking.
To that point, I mean, do you guys foresee Valanciunas playing like a point center? Are you going to keep the same offense? Is that something that you and DA and Ben have all kind of agreed on, that the offense is going to stay the same when Jokic comes out?
Yeah, and that was the beauty of JV, to be able to get him and to be able to replicate what we do in the first unit with the second unit, playing from the elbows, playing from the top of the key, kind of, incorporate the ball reversals and be able to get cutters and guys open for looks. He's a natural at that. He's one of the more underrated big man passers in our league, and his IQ is just, is up there to the level to where we don't have a major drop-off, from what Nikola is used to doing. I think it's going to be beneficial for DA. It's going to be beneficial for our guys to kind of see those same game shots come from their same spots, no matter the rotation.
Jon Wallace with us, Executive Vice President of the Nuggets. Maybe this question is just an opportunity to pat yourself on the back. I have no idea. But for a lot of people around here, we looked at the CBA, we looked at the cap situation the Nuggets were in, and we're like, gosh, it just feels like you're kind of stuck. Are you surprised at the amount of moves you're able to make, or is this something you had in mind before you got here?
No, I mean, it's your job, whether you're working for one team or the next, you kind of got to know and be able to canvas the league, kind of know what teams need. Obviously, when the opportunity presented itself, I was able to hone in. But, that's a testament to our entire group. Those guys never stopped working, no matter the situation last year and this offseason. So, for me, it was just kind of coming in, assessing where we were, but really learning from the guys who were already there. And, like I said, we got a great group. Guys knew what to do, what was needed. We just were able to get a little bit across the finish line and execute.
Because you guys have this this different sort of setup in the front office between you and Ben Tenzer, if there's a disagreement, do you guys have an arm wrestling contest?
Not quite. We've found other ways to solve those, but arm wrestling's not the way.
When you guys did that press conference and you're at Ball Arena and you're telling the media, it won't be very active for us in the offseason. We're good, not much. I can't believe you pulled this off. Was that did you guys do that on purpose? Did you throw an end around on the rest of the league and the media?
No. I mean, we were being honest in the moment. We obviously had what you want to execute in your mind, but, when it's time to kind of put the rubber to the road, so to speak, you can't guarantee certain things. But I think, again, that's a testament to our relationships around the league, with agents, with players, to where we were able to kind of paint the picture of, a projection and the upside of playing for the Denver Nuggets. And also it's, again, to the culture that, everyone, 3, 4, 5 years prior has put into place to where guys actually want to be here. So, it somehow worked out.
Jon, you have a history with the Nuggets because you worked here before you moved on to Minnesota for a couple of years. But I need to ask, I'm just wondering, when you went through that interview process, and I'm sure it was Josh and some others who talked to you, do they ask you at that point, hey, what would you do to mess with our team, to fix our team? Is that question brought up?
Yeah, of course. They came up a couple times.
And then you offer here's my idea. Now, did the ideas that you offered during that interview, did you execute those, or are you still looking to work on those?
Yeah, I think for the most part we did execute. There's some things that we want to continue to put into place, and there's some developmental things that are going to take time to execute as well. So I think the biggest piece is that we have the resources and we have the knowledge within the room, both upstairs and downstairs, and the players have bought in already. We've had great communication with all our vets who are off on vacation right now, but still getting the work in. So it's been a complete buy-in. So there's really nothing for me to complain about.
So a couple more things for you, and appreciate the time, Jon. When it comes to Jokic, it's interesting because it feels like he has a game that's going to age very well. But his minutes have increased every year over the last 3 years. He played the most in his career by a per-game basis last season. What's the ideal minute number that you have for Jokic now that he has a viable backup big?
That ironically, we haven't set anything down concretely. He's got such a great feel. DA's got such a great feel for him. That's one of the things he'll be able to decide. But I think most important is that now he has the option, to get some rest here. And like I said, we won't have a major drop-off at all. And just with the league changing so much, there are going to be different looks and different guys trying to figure out ways to scout him and attack him. He'll be able to kind of sit back and assess from both on the court and on the bench to kind of, catch his breath, but also kind of see what's happening. I think anytime you give a guy like Nikola that opportunity, he's going to be able to operate at a high level.
Last question from me. I know you have a great relationship with Jamal Murray. And Jamal has been, like it or not, he's faced a lot of scrutiny here because as he goes, the Nuggets go. How do you think your presence will motivate him? And what do you think? What's that conversation like going into his next couple seasons as a Denver Nugget?
I think, first of all, Jamal is very aware of, what's transpired in the past year and a half post-championship run. He was one of the guys when I got in, he kind of gave me a look of where, hey, look, I know what people are saying. I kind of know what's tasked of me right now. And, we've been very, very impressed with where he is at this point in the season. He's been in the market. He's been out here working out. He's been more of a vocal leader with our young guys. I've seen him sit down with Coach DA while we're out here. So he's fully locked in, and he understands what is expected of him this year. So for us and for me specifically, it's just, again, being a resource, being a voice for him, when that time comes. But for the most part, Jamal's taking this thing over.
Jon,
Beautiful.
you guys have recently gone away for training camp in recent years. San Diego, I think, last year. Is that something that you think is, important for the team? And what do you think the team benefits by doing training camp away from Denver?
Get away from the distractions, kind of get you out your element a little bit, and so guys can kind of hone in, figure out each other a little bit. And I think this year is even more important because while there are some familiar faces, it's still kind of a new blood coming in. So it gives us a chance to kind of beat the bushes and kind of figure out who we are as a group and individually, and then come back with a fresh perspective and attack this year.
Okay, so you are planning, and it is planning on going to San Diego this year?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we'll be going again.
Plus a bigger gym. You need more baskets to shoot out. There are more guys there.
Yeah, just get as many reps as we can.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jon Wallace, Executive Vice President of the Nuggets. Really appreciate the time, Jon. Welcome to Denver, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, fellas. Take care.